Welcome to ElevatePod, where we elevate your mindset, inspire your spirit, and ignite your leadership journey. This podcast is brought to you by Elevate Leadership Services. My name is Pearl.
And I'm Chiwachungu.
We are the co-founders of Elevate Leadership Services and hosts of ElevatePod. The Elevate Pod is dedicated to inspiring and empowering listeners, focusing on minorities and immigrants by offering valuable tools, resources, and pathways to foster personal and professional development.
Today, we are truly honored to have Enelita as our first guest on our Elevate Pod. Enelita is also known as Annie in short. She's going to be sharing her insights on personal and professional development. For me, I've known Annie, and I know this is her passion. She's a personal development coach. She's a speaker. She's a facilitator and a trainer that is dedicated to helping individuals step into their confidence as well as their purpose. Annie is a certified member of the John Maxwell leadership team. She combines her leadership training with over a decade of experience in the healthcare industry, where her passion for mentoring as well as empowering others started. Once a very shy introvert who struggled with self-doubt as well as perfectionism, Annie became a confident leader, a speaker, and coach, and I can attest to that. Today, she leads workshops, she facilitates masterminds, and co-hosts an international radio show called The Leader's Age, where she inspires growth through meaningful conversations on leadership as well as confidence. She's a co-founder of Confidently You, LLC, a company that is truly focused on helping women to embrace who they are, their boldness, and build lasting, unshakable confidence through our coaching, our speaking, as well as our writing. Annie focuses on empowering others to take courageous actions and thrive both personally as well as professionally. She recently published a book entitled Unapologetically You, a book that each and every one of us must read. This book was born from the deep desire that she has to inspire women and awaken the confidence that lies within them so that they can show up as they are. She's a lifelong learner. She finds joy in books, beaches, and one other thing, which is very, very important, is in food. She's deeply committed to helping others grow and live a life they deserve, but also a life that they are destined to live. Annie, would you like to say a few words before we forge into our conversation?
I just wanted to say thank you so much, Chiwe and Pearl, for having me today. And I was waiting for that individual to walk in, when somebody's telling a story or your bio about yourself. It's like, okay, I did all that. Who's that individual? So it's one of those moments. I'm not used to it, but yes, I am grateful to be here, and thank you for such an amazing introduction.
No, thank you. You're doing so much for the community. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ernie. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. This is Elevate Pod, and this is episode 2. So in today's episode, we're diving into a topic that affects every area of our lives: personal and professional development. Personal development is the lifelong process of becoming your best self. It's about improving self-awareness, building new skills, refining your values, and enhancing your quality of life. It's not just about achieving success in a material sense, but it's about becoming fulfilled, balanced, and emotionally healthy. So, diving into the topic today, I'll go with my first question, Annie.
Mhm.
What experiences have motivated you to pursue personal and professional growth? If you would kindly share with us.
Oh, for sure. That is a great question. And it brings me back from, goodness, 7 years ago now. And I did not know that what I was pursuing was personal and professional development. I had this black hole in my chest, not literally, but metaphorically. So I experienced this void, a black hole in my chest, and that black hole kept feeling like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was becoming this person that I know I was not. I used to be this happy, vibrant, young kid who is full of dreams and desires to make a name for herself. But 7 years ago, I was this angry woman who has become short-tempered, who shrinks herself, does not want to voice any opinions that she has, and it's just, I felt like I was living in the dark. So the fear that I had before was, I feel like the black hole is going to eat me alive to a point wherein I will not recognize the individual that I am living. So I seek professional advice. I went and saw my doctor, my primary care doctor, ran all the tests out there, and the doctor came to me and said, Ernie, I don't know what you're looking for, but you are a completely healthy young woman. You're fine. I don't know why you're asking me to do all these testings. And I told him, well, I know there's something wrong, I just cannot point a finger, right? So I dove into holistic healing. On the holistic healing, I learned so many things about chakras, energies, heart walls. It helped a little bit, but it didn't do justice on the feeling that I was experiencing. And it's not until I hired a coach, actually, that's why I was exposed to coaching. I hired a coach and I realized that the black hole in my chest that I was feeling was because I was feeling stuck. I have reached a certain level in my career to a point where there's no next level. And you know how individuals, we human beings thrive when they see progress, when they see growth, right? When we feel stuck, it's like, okay, is this it for us? We kind of deteriorate in that aspect and then we stop living. That's what happened to me. So ever since then, I tried to seek things that motivated me and inspired me to a point where I realized the reason why I was really feeling stuck is because I did not have the confidence in myself nor the drive to know my purpose and live a life that is fulfilling and significant for me. I hope that answered the question. It was a long journey.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I think it's a journey that many people encounter, and sometimes it's very difficult to come out of that.
Mhm.
You mentioned that I think in the process, as you're trying to discover who you are, you realize that you were lacking confidence. But how did you thrust in, or what did you do to start earning besides just the coach? Because the coach guides you, but you
Mhm.
yourself, what do you do to take that leap and start building confidence that has allowed you to be who you are, the Annie I've come to know today?
Oh goodness. How long do we have? It's a
I
very
know.
long story,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
right? But it starts with self-awareness. And to be honest with you, I teach this today because I did not know any of this when I first started. All I know is I was at that time, at the end of my coaching journey with my coach, she asked me a very profound question. She said, if you have everything in this world, the freedom, the money, and the resources, what would you do with your life?
What a good question.
Right? And the answer I blurted, I wanted to help women from different countries realize that they have what it takes to live the life that they wish for. And the image that came to mind was me on a stage speaking in front of thousands of people. Now, you read my bio, Chiwe. I was a shy introvert. How in the world will I be able to do that? Right? The first question that we ask ourselves is how. But really, we don't have to know the how. So, how did I get the confidence that I have today? I did not know how. But what I did is I took one step after another. I started taking actions, reading personal development books. I started listening to podcasts. This one would be a very good podcast for other people who are seeking personal and professional growth, right? And then from listening, learning, application took place. It's the most crucial step that we need to have. We have to apply the teachings because teachings are just teachings, but without application, we will not know the results. So that's what I did, consistently growing myself, consistently learning something new. And the most important thing is I became coachable to a point wherein I am coaching myself in the process. Now, I did not know how the process would look like, but I just did the next big thing in front of me.
Coachable. That's a very good word.
Yeah. Right. So I know since you gained the momentum, found your confidence one step at a time, I'm sure there's been some challenging times in your growth journey, in becoming you today. So I'd like to know how you have managed to stay motivated during challenging times.
Mm. Full transparency, motivation is temporary. If we wait for motivation to come, we will not take action. There's two things that I always do, and to be honest, to this day, I still do this. One is building habits. I have built habits in my journey over time, but was it an easy task to build habits that works for me? No, it was a journey. It was a journey. But build habits that will become second nature to you so that you can consistently take action and see progress, right? And in my journey, I always have to read 10 pages of the book, three gratitudes the moment I wake up in the morning, make my bed, do the things that I have to do. May that be creating presentations, preparing for our radio show. So I build habits over time. But there will be days where you will question, Ernie, why the heck are you doing this? Your life is fine, right? Everyone's world will continue even though you stop today. But building a legacy is not easy, right? There will be weak days, weak moments where you question, why do you have to do this? And the reminder that I have is answering. Sorry, who is somebody asking a question?
No, go ahead.
So but the reminder that I have is my why. Why am I doing this?
Mhm.
Again, it goes back to I wanted to help people. I wanted to help women to realize that they have what it takes to live the
Mhm.
life that they wish for.
Mhm.
Why? Because I did not have that. When I moved to United States at 17 years old, I wish I had somebody to guide me, to coach me, to mentor me throughout the process, right? I didn't. So I wanted to be that individual for others to have at least somebody to follow, not to put on a pedestal, but to follow and say, hey, Ernie did this. If she can do it, I can do it too.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, what you just talked about, you wanted to be somebody, an example, or you wanted to be a messenger for others. Exactly, maybe echoing what this podcast we're doing is all about.
Yep.
You are actually going to be a messenger to somebody who is struggling today. And it's my hope that they will listen to some of the challenges that you've gone through. But in the midst of your discussion, I also heard consistency. Yeah, there's motivation. But you talked about consistency in what you're doing on a daily basis. So tell me, I think, and you mentioned how sometimes consistency can be disrupted by asking yourself questions, why am I doing this? So how do you overcome that why when you come to that impasse?
It goes back to asking the questions as well. So why are you doing this? Well, answer that question. Why are you doing this? Right? I'm doing it because I want to make an impact. If I stop doing this today, yes, the world will continue. Yes, everyone else will live their lives. But what about me? This is what I want to do, right? This is what I want to do. And I wanted to live a life that will impact other people. You can stop any day, but how would you feel when you're not doing what you are supposed to do, what you know you are meant to do?
Yeah. So can you repeat the habits that you do? Can you repeat maybe 2 or 3 habits so that you can spell them 1, 2, 3, so that the audience can listen to those habits that is enabling you to become the vision, the person that you're destined to be? Can you repeat the 3 habits?
Yes, for sure. So there's a morning routine and evening routine. And my morning routine, the first thing I do the moment I wake up is I say 3 things that I'm grateful for. Make my bed, and then do a little bit of exercise. I'm incorporating that now in my routine, which I started 60 days ago. So do a little bit of exercise. It doesn't have to be a hour exercise. It can be small 20-minute exercises. That's all there is. Consistency compounds, right? It's better than doing a 2-hour exercise and then the next time you do it is next week. So consistency compounds. In the evening, a lot of times my evening, the first 2 hours after my work, I still work a full-time job. The first 2 hours as I do my calls and PowerPoint presentations, content building. The last hour of my waking moment is going to be preparing for obviously me going to bed, and then reading 30 minutes, for 30 minutes, 10 pages of the book, and then going to bed before 9 o'clock. And there's a logic to all of that as to why I choose the times when I wake up and also when I go to bed.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thanks for sharing. I'm inspired already.
I'm glad. I'm glad. So it's working. It's working.
It's working. And I mean, one of the things, if there's any resolution for this year from the beginning for me was consistency. So you say something that I relate to very well. Consistency compounds. So thank you for that reminder.
And
Okay, so
that was my word too when I did the vision board. The word I chose was consistency.
awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
love
right.
that word of the. So we when we talk about word of the year, last year actually my word of the year was consistency. This year my word of the year is abundance.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so I will not let this time pass without having you share something about your book, Annie. I don't even want to say the title because I'm going to let you say it. It's so captivating, I tell you. So, what can you tell the audience, someone that's listening, what can you tell them about your book and how can they get a hold of one? Tell us the story behind the book.
Yes, 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 yes. The book was born, the idea of the book was born in 2023, and I structured it December, wrote the book for a whole year last year. And now it is published and available. The name of the book is Unapologetically You: How to Stop Shrinking and Discover the Power Within You. What is it about? In all summation, the book is a pathway to self-confidence. It's not the pathway. I firmly believe that there are other ways to gain self-confidence, but the teachings that I shared in the book are the ones from my own experience and from my own journey. Again, my whole goal is to impact somebody who was in the same situation as I am. And that's who the book is written for. It's for women who have done so many things on paper, who has made so many impacts, yet doubts herself at the end of the day. Somebody who is so powerful in the eyes of other people, but has this negative narrative about herself and suffers from imposter syndrome. So that's what the book is about. Each chapter is a coaching question, and the body of the chapter actually teaches the answer to the coaching questions. The book itself is not meant for me to tell you what to do, but it is for me to guide you of the questions, the teachings, and find the one that will work for you so that you can then be the confident person that you are. And the whole message of the book is you do not have to change. You just have to make the changes to discover your confident self.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, I haven't read the book, as I said when we were talking, that I bought the book and it was supposed to arrive, but I'm sure it's going to arrive today. I was checking
Yay!
outside so that I can read it. And I think that when I listen to the audio or some of the little questions that I've heard, you just wanting to empower the women so that they can show up as they are. I think that book will sort of reveal and help so many that are looking for what we need. Each and every one of us,
Definitely.
there's something that is yearning within us so that we can become who we are. And thank you for writing that book. And I hope many of us will continue to spread the news and to ensure that each and every person who needs it to hear your message, to hear your experience, your history,
Thank you
and
so
how
much. I
you've
greatly
become a
appreciate it.
confident person and the leader that you have become who empowers others, but who collaborates as well. I
Yes,
think I can hear that story.
for sure.
So if you had two things that you would like to leave with our audience, what would that be?
Two things. Start where you are, but don't stay there. Start where you are, and if you're trying to start your own personal and professional journey, start where you are. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start where you are. And then the second thing is, which is something that I'm very passionate about, is fulfill the promises that you set for yourself. A lot of times life will happen, right? Family, work, your personal life, it will always happen. And it can be you trying to work on your personal and professional development can be a hindrance to that. But when you promise yourself that I would do this tomorrow, I would listen to a podcast, I would read a page of the book, fulfill those promises that you have set for yourself. Because that's one journey to self-confidence. When you consistently show up for yourself, you then build the competence, which then eventually turns into confidence.
Wow. Well said. Well said.
I'm letting that soak in for a minute. I have
Hence
to
the
take some
pause.
notes there. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's that second one, a big
Mhm.
one for me. You know, we're used to making promises to people, meeting other people's expectations, but that
Mm,
note to self, you know, the promises that we make for ourselves, ensuring we keep those, that's a big one. Thanks for
yes.
sharing.
Coming from a guilty person who I know I did not do it in my journey before, so that's why I'm very passionate about that.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I think those are good nuggets, especially for the perfectionist. Guilty. I've had to work on overcoming that, just knowing that it's just that one step that we need to take and that it doesn't have to be perfect for us to start. So thank you so much for sharing all those insightful nuggets, Annie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Annie, I think as much as the time is short, I think you have just started. You haven't even hit the a minute of the story, the journey that you've encountered, and what has actually allowed you to propel to where you have become the most confident woman, self-assured now, and helpful to many, and collaborating with many of us to ensure that you can disseminate uh, your purpose in life, and you're sure doing that. So thank you for joining us today. It has been an absolute good pleasure having you, and we'll continue to have you so that we can continue to share your insights. We are looking forward to your next book, but can you tell the audience where they can buy this book and how they can buy the book, and
Yes.
something, last spiel about what they can say before Pearl ends the podcast?
Yes. So I before I say this, thank you so much, Pearl and Chupe, for having me. You women are the core of trying to make a difference, right? There's so many ideas out there. There's so many wishes. There's so many things that has been planned, but those are just wishes, ideas, and plans until they are uh, in fruition, or until a product has been produced. It's just an idea, it's just a plan, it's just a dream. So thank you for doing this. You're making an impact to your audience. As far as for my book, it is now available on Amazon, so please, I would love to make an impact in your life, and that is through reading the book, Unapologetically You: How to Stop Shrinking and Discover the Power Within You. Again, start where you are and fulfill the promises that you have set for yourself. That's the only way you will build that self trust and the self confidence that you already have.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. And just like Chiwa said, we've just barely scratched the surface. I know we'll be having you back again, definitely.
Yay!
And thank you for being our very first guest on this episode. We're honored to have you. And on your book, if you would, at afterwards when we're airing it, if you can share the link, so it might be easier for people to access the book. I think it's a must-have. So today we've explored the fundamentals of personal and professional development with a very inspirational chat. Thank you again, Annie, and thank you to our listeners. And we hope to see you all on the next episode. Thank you for joining us on this journey to elevate and inspire. Remember, lead with purpose and grow with passion. Thank you.
and she has shared her link.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.